Have you ever noticed a urine-like odor that seems to cling to you no matter how much you shower or freshen up? If you're over 60 years old, you might be surprised to learn this is a common problem for many women, and often it's simply due to everyday hygiene habits we don't even realize are working against us. You're not alone, and there's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 common mistakes that can destroy your confidence and make it harder to feel fresh throughout the day. Stay with me until the end to discover these eye-opening insights and learn the practical doctor-recommended solutions that will help you stay clean, comfortable, and confident in your golden years. Trust me, you'll wish you'd known these tips much sooner. Before we start, I'd appreciate it if you'd like this video as it helps me continue spreading important health education for seniors. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this content, please comment number 1 below. And if there's anything you'd like improved, comment number 0 so I know how to create better content for you. Now, let's get started. First, ignoring light leaks. Let me share something many older women experience but rarely discuss openly: light bladder leakage. This isn't the kind of topic mentioned at church gatherings or during coffee with friends, but it's far more common than most people realize. I'm not talking about full accidents that send you rushing to the bathroom, but rather those small, unexpected leaks that happen when you laugh hard at a friend's joke, sneeze during rainy season, or move quickly while carrying groceries. For years, I dismissed these moments, telling myself it wasn't a big deal, just a one-time thing, or maybe because I drank too much coffee that day. But as time passed, those small moments started accumulating, and I noticed something I could no longer ignore: a faint, persistent odor that seemed to follow me despite how clean I kept myself. At first, I blamed everything else: my laundry detergent, my age, even the fabric of my favorite chair. It never occurred to me the issue was right there in my undergarments. The truth is that even small amounts of urine from these leaks can remain in your underwear, pants, or even furniture if you're not careful. That little bit of moisture creates a breeding ground for bacteria, and bacteria means odor. What's worse is that as we age, our sense of smell typically diminishes, so we might not notice the problem ourselves, but people around us probably do. I remember a moment at a family gathering when my daughter-in-law suddenly suggested I change my sweater because it supposedly smelled like the sofa. I was mortified, but it became my wake-up call. Doctors explain that light bladder leakage, even if occasional, should never be ignored because it's not just about inconvenience, but about hygiene and self-confidence. Thankfully, solutions exist that don't require completely changing your life. Moisture-wicking underwear specifically designed for light leaks and incontinence liners can be absolute game changers. They're discreet, comfortable, and blend seamlessly into your daily routine. When I started using liners, I felt my confidence return immediately, with no more worrying about faint odors when hugging someone or sitting through long meetings. The real embarrassment comes when others notice an odor we're unaware of. So I'm telling you now, don't ignore those little leaks and protect your dignity by using the right tools. Second, using the wrong soaps. For years, I was convinced the key to staying fresh and clean was scrubbing my skin with the strongest, most fragrant soap I could find. My bathroom shelf overflowed with supermarket body washes: Lavender Bliss, Coconut Paradise, Ocean Mist, you name it. My logic was simple: if my skin smelled wonderful and felt squeaky clean, it must be working, right? How wrong I was. It took far too long to realize those heavily perfumed soaps and body washes were actually making the situation worse, especially as I aged. As we get older, our skin changes in ways we don't immediately notice. It becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive, especially in intimate areas. After menopause, those harsh, fragrance-heavy soaps I loved stripped away my skin's natural protective oils, leaving it irritated and vulnerable. Even worse, they threw off my body's pH balance, creating an environment where bacteria could thrive. And that's where odors began, not because I wasn't clean, but because my skin was fighting a losing battle against irritation. I remember standing in front of the mirror, fresh from the shower. Yet by lunchtime, I could smell a musty scent, and I thought I was doing everything right. It was humbling to learn my efforts were backfiring completely. The candid conversation with my doctor changed everything when she explained that as we age, our skin, especially in sensitive areas, requires gentle care rather than assault from perfumed soaps. Her advice was to switch to mild unscented soap or, in some cases, just warm water, and I was skeptical at first, but I tried it, replacing my Tropical Breeze body wash with a fragrance free hypoallergenic cleanser, and within a week I noticed the difference. My skin felt calmer, less irritated, and that midday musty smell disappeared completely. Sometimes the secret to smelling clean isn't about adding more scent, but removing what's causing the problem. Third, forgetting to change liners and pads regularly. If you use liners or pads, whether for light bladder leakage or postmenopausal changes, this one's for you. I used to put a liner in my underwear each morning and completely forget about it for the rest of the day, reasoning that if it didn't feel soaked, it must still be good to go. Plus, these things aren't cheap. But here's what I didn't realize. Even when a liner or pad feels dry on the surface, it's still absorbing tiny amounts of moisture throughout the day, and that warm, moist environment becomes the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which leads to odors that build up. I started noticing a faint sour smell by evening, especially on busy days, and I became self-conscious. I checked my clothes, wondering if my jacket smelled or if my deodorant had failed, never realizing until I talked to my doctor that liners and pads need changing every few hours, even if they don't look full. This isn't about being wasteful, it's about protecting your skin and keeping odors at bay because bacteria thrive in that hidden moisture. Making the switch to a more regular changing routine became a game changer. And I also discovered reusable washable liners that are better for my wallet and gentler on my skin. I started carrying extras in my purse so I could change discreetly during the day, and the difference was remarkable. The odor disappeared and I felt fresher from morning to night. Fourth, wearing synthetic underwear. For years, my underwear drawer overflowed with soft, stretchy synthetic panties. They were affordable, didn't ride up, and came in cute colors and patterns. Until I started noticing that no matter how often I showered, I felt damp and uncomfortable even on cool days. And worse, there was a faint, persistent odor. I couldn't figure it out until a doctor's visit revealed the answer. Synthetic underwear was the culprit. Synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon may feel soft, but they're terrible for breathability because they trap heat and moisture against your skin, creating the perfect environment for bacterial growth. This is especially problematic if you're dealing with light bladder leakage or postmenopausal sensitivity. My doctor's advice was simple: switch to cotton, always cotton. I'll admit I was skeptical, thinking cotton underwear sounded boring, but I decided to try it anyway, and the difference was immediate. Cotton is naturally breathable, absorbs moisture, and allows air to circulate, which keeps everything dry and comfortable. My laundry stopped smelling strange, and I felt a confidence I hadn't realized I'd lost. I even found cotton underwear in styles just as comfortable and flattering as my old synthetic ones. Fifth, not drinking enough water. For years, I operated under the misguided belief that drinking less water was a clever strategy to manage my daily routine. If I consumed less water, I'd need fewer trips to the bathroom. It seemed practical, especially as I aged and started noticing occasional bladder sensitivity. But what I didn't understand was that this approach was backfiring. By deliberately cutting back on water, I was setting myself up for problems that went far beyond inconvenience, because dehydration changes how your body functions. One surprising consequence was how it affected the odor of my urine. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes highly concentrated, turning darker and developing a pungent, sharp smell that's impossible to ignore. This concentrated urine doesn't just stay in your bladder. Even small leaks can leave a lingering odor that clings to your skin and clothing. I learned this the hard way, and for a while I attributed that persistent smell to aging. The turning point came when I decided to drink more water throughout the day. The change was almost miraculous. Within days, my urine was lighter in color, and that sharp odor started fading away. My skin seemed to regain its glow, and I felt more energized. Drinking more water helps your kidneys filter out toxins, keeps your urinary system functioning smoothly, and prevents waste buildup. For those worried about bladder leaks, I discovered that with planning like using absorbent liners and scheduling bathroom breaks, you can stay hydrated without sacrificing confidence. Sixth, sitting too long without washing up. After I retired, my days became slower and more sedentary as I spent hours reading, watching shows, or working on puzzles. Some days I'd stay in my nightgown well past noon, and it felt like well-earned luxury. But what I didn't realize was that this sedentary lifestyle was creating a hygiene problem. When you sit for long periods in warm clothing or padded chairs, you create a warm, humid environment in your pelvic area. Sweat, skin oils, and even minor leaks can accumulate. And over time, this becomes a breeding ground for bacteria leading to odors. I didn't notice it at first, but the moment that changed everything came during a visit from my granddaughter who climbed onto my lap and with childlike honesty said I smelled like something wet. My heart sank because she was right and I had let myself slip into habits compromising my dignity. That was my wake-up call. Now I make a conscious effort to break up long sitting periods with short walks or stretches every hour. More importantly, I've built in a midday hygiene routine with a quick wash using warm water and a soft cloth. It takes just a minute but makes a world of difference. I also change into fresh clothes daily, even if I'm not leaving the house, and these small changes have restored my confidence and self-respect. Seventh, neglecting the laundry routine. Let's talk about laundry, specifically the intimate items like underwear, lounge pants, and nightgowns you wear repeatedly because they're comfortable and don't look dirty. I used to be lax in this department because if items had no visible stains, I figured they were fine to wear again. But as I aged, I noticed even items that looked clean started carrying a faint odor after just a few hours of wear. Doctors explained that bacteria from sweat, minor leaks, and skin oils can embed themselves in fabrics, especially synthetic materials that don't breathe well. The problem compounds when standard laundry cycles with cold water don't completely eliminate bacteria or odors, and over time, even clean clothes develop a musty smell. I used to wonder why I didn't feel as clean as expected, and not until I overhauled my laundry routine did I understand. Now I'm meticulous, washing underwear and intimate items separately in hot water and adding white vinegar to neutralize odors and kill bacteria. I make sure everything is fully dried and never rewear items without washing them first. Yes, it's more work, but the payoff is immense. There's confidence in knowing you smell fresh and your clothes are truly clean. Ladies, we've walked through insights to help you stay fresh and confident in your golden years. From addressing light leaks with the right underwear to choosing gentle soaps, staying hydrated, and maintaining proper laundry routines, these 7 tips empower you to take control of your hygiene and feel your best every day. I hope this video has opened your eyes to simple changes that make a big difference. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's the one key takeaway you're excited to put into practice? Maybe switching to cotton underwear, changing liners more often, or drinking extra water. Drop it in the comments and let's inspire each other. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more practical advice tailored for seniors. Until next time, keep taking care of your body because it's never too late to feel confident and care for yourself with the dignity you deserve.